Shalom. I'm going to start out by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kawah Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. I just want to read some precepts real quick. I'm starting in Psalms 17, verse 13. This is David. Arise, O Lord Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. See, even David understood that he's the puppet master. He controls everything. You know what I mean? So he even understood back then that, the hands of the wicked is the sword of the Lord Yahweh. And he goes on, he continues, from men which are thy hand, O Lord Yahweh, from men of the world, which have their portion in this life, and whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure. And he spoils them. The Heavenly Father has given them the spoils of the earth, the riches. They are full of children, and leave the rest of their substance to their babes. As for me, I will behold thy face. In righteousness I shall be satisfied when I awake with thy likeness. But the point is, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. All right? Which brings me to this. Isaiah 54:16. Behold, is the Heavenly Father speaking. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. And all those people creating the nuclear missiles and everything and things they do, they don't recognize it, but it's the Heavenly Father that forced them to do that made them do that. But this is towards Israel. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. Israelites, not the Christian church. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord Yahweh, and their righteousness is of me. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh. All right. So the wicked. If you go into Job, the book of Job, he says the earth is given in the hands of the wicked. All right, and that's true, the wicked. But if you go to Esau's blessing, remember, Esau, he said unto his father, thou, but one blessing, my father, bless me, even me also. All right. So Isaac said to him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, which they have everything. They have all the good land. They live lavishly, everything. I'm talking Illuminati, Vaticans, all them. All right. And the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live, shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. That happened, and he has the dominion, and he still lives by the sword. Now, I remember I did a lesson about it. I pulled up a image of a, it was a video game, but it still rings true. But if you look at the history, the Romans, the Spanish, if you look at the Ashkenazi, everything, they live by the sword. It's all war, everything they do. Germans, everything. You know, but point being, he lives by the sword and he has dominion. Okay, remember Esau was born red. Okay, you're gonna have some hotshot trying to bounce around. He was white. Okay, when Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans are born, they're wet. Okay, but when a white child's born, they're red. Okay, it doesn't take common sense. There's gonna be somebody freaking suit tie, whatever, scholar from church, whatever. He's gonna tell you, oh, it doesn't matter. Oh, does it? It's like having some fat cat explain a derivative.
Marcus Hawk is an Ivy League educated engineer who was a vice president of Lehman Brothers and spent 15 years on Wall Street creating what they call complex financial instruments.
What is a derivative? Well, a derivative is really, it's a secondary bet on the underlying product. So you might have a stock and then you have an option on that stock. And an option on the stock allows you the privilege, but not the obligation, to buy or sell. How should we put this? You're allowed to make a decision of whether or not you want to ultimately take that exposure. Here's explained another way. So the derivative's price is based on the price of something else. So it's kind of like a second degree equation. If you think of, let's say, maybe I should go back. Let me start this over again.
Maybe there's someone at Harvard University who could explain it to me.
Yeah. The buyer, so the seller holds the loan and it might default, and they sell off somebody else. Sorry, let me just back up. I apologize. These are pretty exotic.
Okay, and I'll tell you what a derivative is. Easy. It's a scam. Okay, just like the Christian church is a scam, whether you accept it or not, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how I sound or anything. Truth is truth. All right. But yeah, Esau was born white. Okay, and he has the dominion. All right. So now I want to jump into the New Testament, Romans. All right. That is written. This is Paul speaking. Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with the heavenly Father? Yahweh forbid. For he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. And he even goes on to say, so then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of the heavenly Father that showeth mercy. And that goes to election. He chooses, you know. And as far as Esau being white, and having dominion, there's other people that agree with that.
I think no, I don't think so at all. I don't think the Queen has much power at all. I think she's just like anything else. She's a figurehead, just like Obama. He doesn't have any power over nothing. Got nothing. He's got no power over nothing. This is a white man's country. This is a white man's world. The white man from Europe dominates the whole planet. White men goes into any country and kill everybody, take over anything they want. This is a white man's country. It's a white man's world. I'm not bragging about it. I'm just telling you the fact of the matter. White people out of Europe have dominated Europe and then Europe has dominated the world.
Anyways, this is Yahweh Shai speaking. Whosoever therefore shall confess me, and he's speaking in Hebrew, his Hebrew name, not Ashkenazi Jew language. So for sincere people who really care, they're gonna do their due diligence, look in the name, find out the name. It's Yahweh Shai. Confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father which is in heaven. And still, either way, it's up to him to choose. You gotta hope. But whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father which is in heaven. But here's the kicker. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. And period. All right. Now Christians are going to say, "Oh, read the whole chapter," and you can, yeah, but it's BS. But see, there's the period. There's the laws of grammar. And when you go back to Malachi 4:5, it says, "Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord Yahweh." Okay? So Elijah did show up again, but believe it or not, he's going to show up again before the dreadful day. Reincarnation. That's why when you go into the book of Revelation, the two witnesses that are in the great city, one's going to bring down fire from heaven, okay? And then there's going to be, the other witness will bring plagues along the earth, and that's anybody who stands up against him. Elijah is coming back. Those are the same things that Elijah and Moses did in his time. But whatever. But Elijah is going to come back again during the dreadful day of the Lord Yahweh, whether you accept it or not. And they didn't recognize him when he was John the Baptist. They're not going to recognize him again now. Anyways, why it's important? It's because Idumea is Edom. Okay, so Edom is America, whether you accept that or not. Okay, and he's not speaking of literally Idumea. He's speaking of spiritual Idumea, spiritual Edom, which is America. And if you have a beef with that, it's like saying, Yahweh Shai, when he died, he was really going to raise up a literal temple, made of stones. It's metaphors. And see, but these are all prophecies concerning Idumea. Here, I'll read Ezekiel 36. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, surely in the fire of my jealousy I have spoken against the residue of the heathen and against all Idumea, which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds to cast it out for prey. And if you go even more into it, he talks about how Judah's going to get down. It's how they brought. I'll go to that. Obadiah, which I have queued. But here we go. I just want to bring this up again. The land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt. Everyone that maketh mention thereof shall be afraid in himself because of the counsel the Lord Yahweh of hosts, which he hath determined against it. Now, if you read this chapter, I want you to get your little Christian pastor. I want him to really explain this chapter. Is he speaking in a negative context about Judah? Or is he speaking as like this is a wonderful thing concerning Judah? I mean, I don't know how to word it any better than that. And if your Christian pastor tells you that no, he's saying Judah, that's a bad thing, they're acting wicked, he's lying to you. This is a wonderful thing concerning Judah, okay? And it's not the Christian church. And I want you to look up the word Christian on the internet. You'll find out that Christians existed hundreds of years before Yahweh Shai was on the scene, who you guys call Jesus. Christians were actually the cult of Serapis. Serapis is the Christ, and be careful if you get judged by every word. Anyways, your Christian pastor will tell you this is a wonderful thing. And I believe in John. I used to like John Hagee a lot. He used to say in defense of Israel, defense of Israel. I believe it too, But I didn't know he was talking about freaking fake Jews or Israel. Then Israel's here. Nobody told me. But yeah, I'm all defense of Israel. Oh my God, bless them. Anyways, but yeah, any Christian pastor will tell you this is a wonderful thing concerning Judah. Why? Because they have the proper doctrine. Two, they have the language, and yeah, these prophecies have to happen. And if you don't believe me, here we go. Either way, Yahweh Shai said, "Think not that I come to do away with the law or the prophets." He came to fulfill them. These prophecies have to happen. So, anyways, this is a wonderful thing. And Christianity's false. It's a snare. It's a lie, and it doesn't matter. But whoever does care, doesn't matter. I don't care if I sound stupid or not or whatever, what it looks like or anything. This is the truth. But this is Obadiah concerning Edom. And Edom is America and Esau was white. And I'm not the only person who says that.
This is a white man's world. The white man from Europe dominates the whole planet. White men goes into any country and kill everybody, take over anything they want. This is a white man's country. It's a white man's world.
The vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord Yahweh concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord Yahweh. An ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. And Illuminati, Vatican, they're all greatly despised. America's greatly despised. Look what we do to every other country. I mean, look at atrocities of Christopher Columbus. This is him feeding people in the islands to dogs, women to dogs. These are atrocities. He used to impale people with swords, cut them in half. Here's a person hanging. These are the people we celebrate. And you think the Heavenly Father is not going to get recompense for that? Recompense is in the New Testament. Paul said it. But anyways, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. America's prideful. Illuminati, Vatican, they're all prideful. Everybody in America's prideful. Everybody probably got that spirit of Esau. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high, skyscrapers, everything, exalted places, everything, mansions, everything. That saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? And they will never believe that they will go down, but they are. They know they are in the future. They don't think it's anytime now or anywhere. Who knows? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, that eagle is, man, Greece, Rome, Edom used the eagle as a symbol, and America. And though thou set thy nest amongst the stars, International Space Station, everything, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord Yahweh. I want to read this whole chapter. If these came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? How art the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? And they constantly cover history, change history, and they're in the Christian church. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee, and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom? And he does that. It doesn't matter. And understanding out of Mount Esau, Mount's a metaphor for government, or kingdoms, rulership. And thy mighty men, O Taman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, not the Christian church, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Oh my gosh, he loves his chosen, his elect, his heritage, his people. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou wast as one of them. But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother in the day that he became a stranger. Neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction, neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. Ultimately, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai allowed this to happen, but he's telling you, you guys screwed up messing with Judah. He's telling you, you screwed up messing with Jacob, not the Christian church. And these prophecies have to happen. It's your job. You're supposed to read the Bible. You're supposed to tell the word to people. Yahushai charges his apostles, go out and preach the word. So you're not supposed to read the Old Testament? Though thou shouldest not have entered in the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Yeah, thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. Honestly, man, I'll tell you a little secret. You bless Israel, you might get blessed. It's up to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. And either way, this is real deal. I seen angels. I know I'm a big believer in the supernatural. I know for a fact. I'm getting blessed, man. I'm gonna try my best. Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai willing. But I ain't giving that up for nobody. Neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape, neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress. For the day of the Lord Yahweh is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. On his own head. Nuclear destruction. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, they shall be as though they had not been. Here we go. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob, 12 tribes, shall possess their possessions. That's Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, there's Native Americans, there's Haitians, Jamaicans, tribe of Judah's here, and so on and so forth. Those are the real Israelites. They spoke Hebrew. till Spanish came over and they started speaking Spanish. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord Yahweh has spoken. Is this a wonderful thing concerning Jacob? I want to go back to this. I mean, is this a wonderful thing concerning Judah? No, they must be wicked, right? No, they're not wicked. They have the right doctrine. And they of the south shall possess the mount of Esau, and they of the plain of Philistines, and they shall possess the fields of Ephraim, fields of Samaria, and Benjamin shall possess Gilead. Wow. Oh my God. And the captivity of this host of the children of Yasharallah, that's how you say Israel, shall possess that of the Canaanites, even unto Zarephath, and the captivity of Jerusalem, which is in Sepharad, shall possess the cities of the south, and saviors shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the Mount of Esau, a metaphor for government or kingdoms, and the kingdom shall be the Lord Yahweh's. And they lived happy ever after. Anyway, I hope this was edifying. Honestly, you know, if there's a Christian pastors are false, but I mean, you could ask them. This is a wonderful thing concerning Judah because they have the proper doctrine and everything, but they won't ever touch this. Again, Esau is white, and you gotta understand that it's the Heavenly Father pulling the strings, the Godfather, the Yahweh Father. That's his real name. And even they understood the concept of reincarnation back in the day, and even David understood. Deliver me, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. The Illuminati call themselves, the riders of the pale white horse. You know, and honestly, that's why when Yahweh Shai said, "Think not that I come to bring peace, but the sword," because think about the Book of Revelations. The Lamb opened the seals for the rider, the four horsemen. And the Illuminati call themselves the riders of the pale white horse. So, I want to read this real quick. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment, he's speaking to Israel, thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord Yahweh, and their righteousness is of me, saith the Lord Yahweh. This is concerning Israel. It's always about Israel, always is about Israel. Either way, his name's Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Yahweh Shai, and either way, I want to say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Allah Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors the elders, apostles, of Great Millstone. Excuse me, double honors the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and bless the Akim that are pushing the word in true sincerity. And Shalom.
Isaiah 60:1. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of Yahweh is risen upon thee. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people.
Right, and gross darkness the people, go ahead.
And Yahweh shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee.
Right, and so the men of the Lord that are part of the elect, the light of the Lord is going to shine upon them. Lord's will, we are those men. We are the hopeful elect. And that light is shining upon us. And we're doing the things that the elect would do, but we still hoping and praying that the Lord have mercy upon us in that day.